Jared, congrats on that victory. I think that's the Jared we've been waiting to see for a little bit. How do you feel after that?
Dude, it's a long time coming, man. And I mean, I think everyone knew like that's how good I was, and that's how good I am. I just had to obviously show it one more time.
I was going to say, is that a little frustrating? Because we know what you're capable. Have you been frustrated that you haven't been able to get some of those finishes like that out there?
I mean, of course. But everything happens on God's time, and this is his time. So it just had to come to this point. I had to do a few things, some soul searching also, just to get things right. And I couldn't think there's no better time than now. So, you know, I'm not 30 years old anymore, but I'm the smartest, most spiritually grounded, and healthiest I've ever been. So there's no reason why I can't do great things.
And we know that the mental side of this game is obviously the biggest portion of it. But how much of this change coming in? Was it a mental mindset thing, or was it a training? I mean, I know you don't have to elaborate on all the things you had to go through, but I mean, what was the biggest key that was different for this fight?
So I mean, when you go into a fight and you win the fight, and then you still lose somehow, it kind of messes with you, you know? Obviously, there's a few fights in my past that's what happened. And so I would like go home and be like, I don't understand. Like I did everything right. I won the fight and I still lost. And I'm not going to go into specifics, but I had to just change a couple things, personal things. And I think I found the key. So here I am, and I'm the best I've ever been. This is the best I've shown in the last 4 or 5 fights, that this is how good I am. Those fights weren't flukes. So this is me.
So definitely go on the next one. Is it just sort of a rinse and repeat of whatever you just did, you know, to make the next one to be successful?
Yeah, I mean, it would be ideal to go into every fight and get a first-round knockout, right?
Yeah.
That's what the UFC wants. That's what the fans want. That's what I want. I don't want to fight 15 minutes. I'm sick of that. I spend a lot of time in that octagon, over 2 hours. It's a lot of time to fight in a cage.
Yep.
I'm done with that. Feels way better when the guy all of a sudden is looking up at the lights, you know? You're like, oh, thank God, it's over.
Well, obviously, you know, you went in there and you wanted to get a finish, and I'm sure every time you go in there, that's the game plan. But what was the game plan tonight coming in there? Was anything particularly different?
I mean, obviously, he's a great grappler, Thiago, but so am I. Underrated, I think, as well. And he's got a great calf kick, but he's also very one-dimensional. And I saw every strike coming tonight. I was the one calf kicking. I was the one that got the takedown. Yeah, he did cut me twice from bottom. And then, you know, I picked him off with the right hand. I just slid to the inside a little bit, kept everything tight, and I clipped him right in the chin, I guess, or the temple, whatever it was, and got the finish.
Yeah, and like you said you saw everything coming. Usually that accounts for heavy training and the striking and everything, you know, to kind of enter that flow state earlier. I mean, what were you doing? What was the real focus in the camp?
I mean, I got a great coach. He's a lunatic. His name is Jason Strout. I've been with him since I'm about 23. He cornered Ian Gary recently. He's one of the best striking coaches in the game. And man, I've been working with him for years. Finally, he'll make jokes and say, "Oh, finally, 13 years, you're finally getting it." You know, he used to stand on the side of the ring and be like, "Man, you're never going to be good at this." And I would be like, "What the fuck?" But here I am, and everything tonight was about just keeping things short. No big punches, just touch. 4-ounce gloves, and when guys collide, all you need is one knock on the chin, man. That's all you need with these gloves. And instead of winding up big shots, getting taken down, overcommitting, and that's what everything was, just keeping everything tight, seeing everything, getting in his face, making it dirty, and paid off.
And certainly send a message to the division that the old Jared's back, huh?
No.
Or maybe you
said it wrong. I never left. This is the best Jared that there is. So, yeah, the old Jared left, and the best one is here now.
Congrats on your victory.
Jared.
Thank you, bro. Alex.
Can you talk a little bit more about Fight Story? And, you know, you plugged in, and it's
so me and Angela Lee partnered up. Obviously, a lot of you must know about her sister's story Angela and her brother, both ONE FC champions, martial arts family, the youngest sister, Victoria, ONE FC fighter. She was 18 years old. She took her own life. Tragic story. And, there was a lot of pressure there, obviously, for her. Trying to fill her sisters and brother's shoes, her parents' shoes, ONE FC, and she tragically took her own life. So Angela made something called Fight Story to spread awareness for mental health so that other people and other fighters and combat athletes don't, have the same story as her sister. And Angela created something called the Mental Fight Kit, which is going to be a resource and a platform where fighters, combat athletes can get help for any kind of mental health issue. There's going to be an array of things in there that people will be able to get help for. But it's really about support during fight camps or during whatever kind of training camp you're going through, wrestling, judo, whatever it is. And there are some other fighters that are going to be involved with it, brand like ambassadors for the program. Yeah, we're almost done, and we're getting there. We're close to a finished product. So, and the UFC has partnered with us as a corporate sponsor. So it's going to be a big thing, and we just want to help people. That's all it's about.
How important do you think that is? Because, fighters always say fighting is 95% mental, 5% physical. Like, how important do you think, having someone to help you during camp is, like, realistically?
It's extremely helpful. The UFCPI has sports psychologists. We have physical therapists. We have coaches. It takes a village to raise a fighter, right? And we go through so much, man. We're at home. You got a baby. Your bills. You're wondering how your bills are going to get paid. You got to make weight. Food. What am I going to eat? How am I going to cook it? I got to get to practice. I'm injured. My best friend just died. My mom's got cancer. There's all sorts of things that people, obviously, that everyone goes through. And we're just trying to help people from hurting themselves. We just want to make it easier for them and know that there's light and that there's help if you need it and want it.
How happy were you to get a name like Thiago Moises?
I mean, yeah, he's a veteran. He's been ranked in the top 15. He's got big wins. He's got big fights. He fought Islam, right? He coming off a win off of Trey Ogden, who was on a 3-fight winning streak. He's got big wins under his name. Michael Johnson, Bobby Green, other guys that have been around. So, yeah, I mean, and he's like on the cusp also, right, of the top 15. And they gave me him coming off a loss. I was coming off a loss, but they know I really won that fucking fight, my last one. So they gave me, they looked out for me. They gave me a good name, and I capitalized.
So you called for a top 15. Do you think you get that?
Who knows, bro? Who knows? I hope. I think at this point, my last 3 fights have been amazing. This one, Nasrat, which should have been fight of the night, but for some reason they gave out 4 bonuses, which is whatever. And then I knocked out Madsen before that. This is what I can do every fight. So there's no reason. And I'm, at this point, I think I'm kind of like a household name, right? I've been in UFC for 8 years. This was my 16th UFC fight. I'm winning. I don't look like shit in there. I'm not an old-looking guy. I move. I'm in shape. I'll push anyone to the limit. So there's no reason why I'm the best I've ever been.
What are your top 3 gangster movies?
What'd you say?
What are your top 3 gangster movies?
Oh, dude, don't do this to me. Put me on the spot. Top 3 gangster movies, man. Casino is one of them for sure. Donnie Brasco, come on. Donnie, get Kami on the line. And I would say Goodfellas, but I've watched it so many fucking times, dude. There's a lot of, but yeah, I guess you gotta throw good. But I mean, come on, let's be honest here. The only thing that matters is this fucking Sopranos. That show will never die, ever. Thank you, Alex.
Congrats.
Jared, one quick one for me. You talk about fights that you won but didn't really win, right? And a guy like Paddy Pimblett, obviously, I don't know if you've followed his career arc since you fought him, and now he's in the discussion of being maybe 1 or 2 fights away from the title. You talked about some things that you thought through in the fight camp. Are those thoughts going through your mind when you see him go out and put on a performance against Chandler, and then they're talking about him like?
Listen, I'm Michael Chandler's teammate, and I knew how that fight was going to go. I'm not trying to talk shit about Mike. He's a friend of mine. We're friendly. But they did a great job matching Patty, is what I'm trying to say here. And I mean, I'm not trying to talk shit about Mike because we are friends, but he is 2-5, right, or whatever he is in the UFC. He beat Ferguson, and he caught Hooker in the first, whatever it was, 2 minutes of the first round. So that could happen to anyone. But man, I like Patty, bro. How do you not like him? Fucking guy is funny. He's likable. He's winning. He's got the fucking greatest walkout ever. Dude, when I fought him and he walked out, I was like, holy shit, this is fucking amazing. It took 20 minutes for him to get to the cage. I'm like, man, I'm fucking getting cold in here. But I'm enjoying this. And when I was in Miami, right? He fought Chandler in Miami. Dude, the walkout, I'm like, this fucking guy's got it going on, dude. And I like him. Every time we see him, we have fun, we laugh. We were fucking eating cookies together or some shit, I don't know. But he's a star, bro. And I give it to him, man. He backs up the talk, too. It's not like he's just, and he makes it exciting. It's not like he's just going in there and it's boring. Like, his fights are fun to fucking watch. And he's a star. And I'm happy for him. Would I fight him again? Of course. I'll fucking fight anyone. But I'm happy for him.
Congrats on the win, man.
Thank you, bro.
Jared, you mentioned your fight time there earlier. You're at 2 hours and 50 minutes, approaching the 3-hour mark. So, for you, what's been something like your biggest takeaway that only became clear to you being inside the cage for that long?
I've been in the cage for 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Yeah, around
That's
that
pretty
mark.
fucking cool. Wow. Man, there's nothing like experience. You could spar and train, whatever. When you get in there, everything feels different. The way you move, the way the guy's moving, the way the shots are coming at you, everything feels different. Everything, our adrenalines are going, so things happen way quicker, and it's a game of inches. But I've found the groove. I've found, like, when I'm in there, I'm having fun now. It's not like I'm like, all right. And, like, when I stood up just now with Thiago, I was like, I felt it. I was like, and that was it. Whack. There's nothing like experience, man. People knock guys for not getting them out of there fast. Bilal, who's my boy, Bilal. George St. Pierre. These guys have like 4 hours of fight time in the cage. There's nothing like it. Nothing can replicate that. So, and it's fun, man. When I'm older, I could be like, dude, I was in that cage for fucking hours, fighting. It's pretty cool.
20-minute walkout is cool, but I think 2 hours in the cage is cooler. Just want to.
Thank you. Thank you.
When did that turn happen? Was it just a group of things? I know we can't go back in time specifically, but were you just? And I respect you so much for embracing it and being like, look, I'm gonna put myself out here. We all have issues. We all have problems. We all have demons. I'm gonna be like an ambassador for it, and keep growing with this. Take this brand and simultaneously grow as a fighter, but also put some work in outside of the cage, and maybe people will welcome it, or at least not be afraid of talking about it.
What was the question, though?
Of what was the turn, or like that specific point of, or group of events that made you say, you know what, F it, I'm going to embrace it. I'm that dude now. I'm going to just go against the flow and talk about this and make mental awareness.
Well, when you shoot cocaine for long enough, and the things that I've seen and the things that I've like gone through and the demons that I've seen, I've just dealt with it actually with someone very close to me who was shooting cocaine for like months on end. And the things that I saw were scary, man. When you go through those demons and you face those demons, you're like, man, I don't want this for anyone else. This is terrible. And, I said this 1,000 times. But when I first started fighting, I was like, oh, I'm going to get popular. I'm going to be famous. And then I realized, like, that's not enough for me to want to really fight and make a living out of this. Like, I got to do this for other people and to make an impact. Otherwise, like, it's worthless. So, like, I just want to help people by using UFC as my platform. And that's what and now I have a baby daughter, the cutest girl ever in the world. And that's another thing I have to fight for. So I have to provide for my wife and my daughter.
That's amazing, man. Do you think we'll ever come to that point where, with the foundation, with teaming up with Angela, that you'll have mental fight camps just as much as physical preparation, and people will really integrate that into?
Yeah, I think that. I mean, I see guys all the time. Yeah, I got a sports psychologist.
Because we don't get to see that. Like,
Yeah, you go and see it, but guys are doing it. A lot of them, and it's a major part of getting prepped for a fight. You got to be mentally right. I don't care how good you are. If you're not mentally there, then you're gonna flounder. So.
That's awesome, man. And last for me, just because I'm gonna watch this 50 times, Denise Goins had that opponent through that left. She went over with the right. Your opponent throws that left. You go right over with that perfect right hand. Walk me through that finish. It looked like slow motion.
Man, that's all we were working was catch him on the outside or catch him on the inside. Big overhand right, you could catch him with the left hook. He's throwing the jab at you over the top. Or if he's throwing a big left hook, right hand down the middle. And like that's art in my eyes. It's boxing. Boxing is, like I think the toughest combat sport, even though they're all pussies, boxers. It's the toughest combat sport, I think, because you have to be so skilled to be at the top of boxing. But yeah, I've just felt it, man. When you get in there and you feel it and you're in the zone, it's just, and you could just feel like, and as soon as I touched him, I knew. Good night, Irene.
I think
Who is Irene anyways? She's still down there. It's like, geez, Louise. I'm like, who the fuck is Louise?
Congrats on the win, and congrats on the journey.
Thank you, bro. Cut. Action. No? Done? Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.